You know that feeling, right? That deep, ancient, almost primal hum beneath the surface of everyday life. The one that whispers about what comes next. It's the question that has haunted humanity since we first looked up at the stars and wondered about our place in it all. We spend our lives building, loving, striving, and all the while, there's this inevitable, ultimate curtain call hanging over us. Death, the end, the big blank. Or is it? What if everything we've been told, everything we instinctively fear, is only half the story? What if that final breath isn't a period, but an ellipsis? What if death isn't an ending at all, but a dramatic pause? A stage exiting only to prepare for a dazzling, unexpected return? What if death, my friends, is actually a grand encore? Think about it. The very word encore suggests something more, doesn't it? It implies a performance so compelling, so impactful, that the audience demands its return. It's not the final bow. It's the times, request times for another. It's the universe, perhaps, calling us back for one more act, one more song, one more chance to dance on the stage of existence. For centuries, across countless cultures and belief systems, humanity has wrestled with this profound mystery. From ancient shamans gazing into flickering fires, to philosophers pondering the nature of the soul, to modern scientists probing the furthest reaches of consciousness, we've all been trying to decipher the universe's most guarded secret. Is our brief flicker of existence just a fleeting spark in the cosmic dark? Or are we part of something far grander, a continuous, unfolding drama where our individual acts contribute to an eternal narrative? This isn't about escaping the reality of loss, or sugarcoating the grief that comes with saying goodbye. It's about opening our minds, just for a moment, to a breathtaking possibility. It's about questioning the default assumption that an end is truly an end. Because if death times is times an encore, then it transforms everything. It changes how we live, how we love, how we understand ourselves and our place in the universe. It shifts our perspective from a finite, linear journey to something potentially cyclical, expansive, and utterly thrilling. So, buckle up. Over the next half hour or so, we're going to embark on a journey. We're going to explore what this grand encore might actually look like through the lenses of ancient wisdom, modern scientific speculation, and the profound experiences of those who have glimpsed beyond the veil. We'll delve into concepts that have fascinated and challenged thinkers for millennia, from reincarnation and the cyclical nature of existence to the mysteries of consciousness itself. We'll ask what it means if our lives are not just isolated events, but verses in an eternal poem, each one building upon the last. And crucially, we'll ponder the ultimate question. What if knowing this, truly times feeling, times this possibility, could utterly redefine the meaning of life itself? Our journey begins, perhaps, where all great mysteries begin, with the fundamental human reaction to the unknown. Fear. Why do we fear death so deeply? It's natural, of course. It's an evolutionary imperative to avoid threats, to cling to life. But beyond the biological wiring, there's a profound existential dread. The fear of oblivion, the fear of non-existence, the terror of our consciousness, our memories, our very essence simply dissolving into nothingness. We fear the loss of connection, the severance from loved ones, the abrupt cancellation of all our plans and dreams. It's a fear of the ultimate void. This conventional view, that death is the absolute finality, is deeply embedded in much of Western thought. We see life as a single, linear trajectory. Birth, growth, decline, and then stop. Like a candle flame, extinguished. A book closed forever. And while this perspective lends urgency and preciousness to our single, finite life, it also casts a long, dark shadow of ultimate despair. But what if that shadow is just an illusion cast by a limited perspective? What if the universe is far more intricate, far more elegant in its design than a simple on-off switch? Let's begin to peel back the layers of this grand encore idea. What could it actually mean for death to be a continuation, not a cessation? One of the most widespread and ancient answers to this question comes from the concept of reincarnation. Many of you are probably familiar with it, at least casually. The idea that after our physical bodies give out, our essential self, our soul, spirit, consciousness, whatever you choose to call it, continues on, eventually to be reborn into a new physical form. This isn't just some fringe belief. It's a foundational cornerstone for billions of people on this planet, particularly in Eastern traditions like Hinduism and Buddhism. In these philosophies, death isn't an end, but a transition, a moment of shedding one garment for another. It's part of a vast, ongoing cycle called time's samsara asterisk, a wheel of birth, death, and rebirth, driven by karma. Karma, in this sense, isn't just cosmic payback. It's the accumulated sum of our actions, thoughts, and intentions, shaping our future existences. Every action, every decision, ripples outward, influencing not just this life, but the next, and the next. Imagine the profound implications of living with that understanding. If your choices today, your kindness or cruelty, your wisdom or ignorance, directly influence the circumstances of your next life, how would that change your daily decisions? It injects an incredible depth of responsibility into every moment. It also offers a comforting framework for understanding suffering and injustice, perhaps challenges in this life or lessons from past lives, or opportunities to balance karmic debts. And it transforms grief, not into a final farewell, but a temporary separation with the promise of future reunion, albeit in different forms. It's a perspective that views existence not as a straight line, but as a spiral, always moving forward, always learning, always evolving through countless experiences. And it's not just about humans. Many traditions extend this cycle of rebirth to all sentient beings. It's a truly grand, interconnected dance of consciousness throughout the cosmos. Beyond literal reincarnation, there's another way to conceptualize the grand Encore, one that resonates with modern scientific understanding of energy and matter, the cyclical nature of existence itself. We know, thanks to fundamental physics, that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Our bodies are made of stardust, and when we die, we return to the earth, our atoms cycling back into the environment, nourishing new life. The energy that animated us doesn't simply vanish, it changes form. It becomes part of the soil, part of the plants, part of the atmosphere. In a very real, tangible sense, we are literally recycled by the universe. This perspective might not offer the comfort of individual consciousness continuing in a new body, but it does paint a picture of an unbroken chain of existence. We are part of an eternal flow, a cosmic metabolism. Our personal song ends, but the melody continues, integrated into the grand symphony of the universe. From a purely material standpoint, death is the ultimate transformation, not an obliteration. But let's push this even further. What about consciousness itself? Is it purely an emergent property of the brain, a complex biochemical reaction that simply winks out when the brain stops functioning? Or is the brain more of a receiver, a sophisticated biological antenna, tuning into a consciousness that exists independently, perhaps at a more fundamental level of reality? This is where things get truly mind-bending. And it's where experiences like near-death experiences, or NDEs, become so compelling. Thousands, if not millions, of people have reported remarkably consistent experiences during moments of clinical death. Moments when their brains showed no measurable activity. They describe leaving their bodies, encountering intense light, feeling overwhelming peace and love, reviewing their lives, and meeting deceased loved ones. Many report a sense of an objective, boundless consciousness, a state beyond the limitations of the physical body. Now, skeptics rightly point to oxygen deprivation or brain chemicals as potential explanations for NDEs, and those are certainly avenues worth exploring. But what makes NDEs so fascinating is their universality across cultures and the profound, often permanent, transformative effects they have on those who experience them. People often lose their fear of death, gain a deeper sense of purpose, and report feeling more connected to others. If these experiences are just hallucinations, why are they so consistent, so life-altering, and often accompanied by verifiable out-of-body perceptions? Imagine if consciousness isn't extinguished, but simply shifts its mode of operation. If the brain is indeed a filter, then death might be like taking off a pair of dark glasses, suddenly revealing a vibrant, expansive reality that was always there, just obscured. It's not an end to consciousness, but a radical shift in its experience. It would be less like the flame going out, and more like the fire spreading to an unseen fuel, burning brighter and freer. And what about the cutting edge of theoretical physics? Some physicists, diving into quantum mechanics, have even proposed concepts like quantum immortality, or that consciousness is a fundamental, irreducible component of the universe, not merely a byproduct. While these ideas are highly speculative and often controversial within the scientific community, they represent a willingness to entertain the possibility that our understanding of reality and consciousness is still woefully incomplete. They suggest that the universe itself might be a grand, intricate tapestry where consciousness plays a far more fundamental role than we currently understand. So, we've talked about literal rebirth, about the eternal cycling of matter and energy, and about the possibility of consciousness transcending the physical brain. But there's another kind of encore, a more metaphorical but no less powerful one, the encore of legacy. Even if we accept the most materialist view of death, that consciousness ends and our physical form decays, our impact, our contributions, our love, they don't vanish into thin air. Every interaction we have, every kindness we offer, every idea we share, every piece of art we create, every child we raise, these are echoes that continue to resonate long after our personal performance is over. Think of it. Shakespeare died centuries ago, but his words still echo through our culture. Martin Luther King Jr. is gone, but his dream continues to inspire. The love you share with your family, the lessons you teach your children, the small acts of generosity you extend to a stranger, these are ripples in the pond of humanity that expand infinitely. Your DNA, a biological blueprint, continues in your descendants. Your stories are retold. Your laughter is remembered. This is an encore demanded by life itself, the continuation of influence, of memory, of love. It means that while the individual actor may leave the stage, the play continues, forever shaped by their performance. It means we are woven into the fabric of existence, not just as transient visitors, but as integral threads in the grand tapestry. And here's the most beautiful part of contemplating death as a grand encore. It doesn't diminish the preciousness of this life. It magnifies it. If every experience, every choice, every relationship is part of an ongoing narrative, then this moment, this life, becomes incredibly significant. It's not just a standalone act. It's a foundational chapter, a crucial learning experience, a unique contribution to a story far larger than ourselves. If we genuinely considered the possibility of an encore, how would we live differently? Would we cling less to material possessions and more to meaningful connections? Would we be more courageous in pursuing our true passions, knowing that every experience, even the failures, contributes to a larger unfolding? Would we forgive more easily, love more fiercely, and appreciate the fleeting beauty of each sunrise and sunset with a profound sense of gratitude? Perhaps the fear of death isn't just about an end, but about an incomplete story, and the promise of an encore, in whatever form it may take. Whether a literal rebirth, a transformation of consciousness, or an enduring legacy, offers a profound sense of completion, not just for this life, but for the entire journey. It suggests that nothing is truly lost, only transformed. Of course, none of us can say with absolute certainty what happens when we shuffle off this mortal coil. Science, in its current paradigm, largely points to the cessation of consciousness with brain death, and we must respect the limitations of what we can currently prove. But science is also constantly evolving, pushing the boundaries of what we understand about the universe and consciousness. Many of the greatest scientific discoveries began as wild speculations, as questions that challenged the prevailing wisdom. The beauty of this exploration isn't necessarily about finding a definitive answer, but about the profound questions it forces us to ask. It's about recognizing that our human experience, our consciousness, our existence, might be far more mysterious and magnificent than we dare to imagine. So, as we bring our journey to a close, let's revisit that original whisper, that ancient hum. What if death is a grand encore? What if it's not the final fading note, but the interval between movements in an eternal symphony? What if it's the quiet before the next magnificent act begins? To embrace this possibility, is to embrace a different way of living. It's to view life not as a race to a finish line, but as a performance within a continuum. It's to understand that every moment, every breath, every connection is part of something infinitely vast and beautiful. It's to replace the dread of the void with the thrill of the unknown, the anticipation of what stunning, unexpected curtain might rise next. Perhaps the greatest encore isn't just about what comes after death, but how the very contemplation of it can ignite a richer, more vibrant, and more meaningful life right here, right now. Because if death is indeed a grand encore, then this life, our current performance, is utterly, exquisitely indispensable. And that, my friends, is a thought worth living for.